Okay, we're on to another trip, which I presume is going to be Oak Tree Children's Farm, where I'll be actually showing you guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, lots of different farm animals. This video was shot right during Bank Holiday Monday. That's very much the Spring Bank Holiday Monday, around May of 2024. And of course, yes, you can see a bit of distant peacock action, but also some geese, a bit of distant chicken action as well, and some sheep and goats. Apparently this video was straightforward, another delayed video on YouTube that I wasn't very happy with, and that was because there were quite a few reasons. Problem number one, there were no black-headed gulls when I went into Chasewater Country Park when I was feeding the birds. Two, because it was Bank Holiday Monday, look at what's happening at the place now, at that time. And guess what? No one is operating there, and yes, it's no longer open to the public. And that's pretty sad to see why it really isn't the case for Bank Holiday Monday, where places are not open at that time. I just don't understand why. That's pretty much an epic fail. But anyway, speaking of epic fail, there are actually even more vile things than what I really have to see during this amazing, fantastic trip to this beautiful farm that is not far away from the town of Warsaw. As I'm actually making the video here, we have actually seen some very vile British weather so far this summer. We actually had seen some record-breaking cold temperatures. But then after that, we'd seen some heat. But then after the heat, guess what? Or during the heat, there's been lots of very bad and severe riot activity. Which, of course, I won't get into it because it may trigger a whole bunch of people on YouTube, especially Islamophobia. But I'm not going to be talking about that because, well, let's just hope it's over. And of course, yes, as we're coming up towards the month of September, maybe I might as well probably explain the whole month, all by myself. And of course, yes, while being made during the riot times, well, I just hope everything is cool, calm, and peaceful, and not in a very big, nauseous bubble of animosity. And that is one thing I'm just really much saying here to prevent this whole event to go AWOL. And of course, yes, it should be gone. But anyways, as I'm making this video, I've got some further coming news about August of 2024 on my YouTube channel. Because I haven't got that much videos on YouTube being filmed on my tablet, I'm actually going to straightforward start producing videos throughout the rest of August. Or maybe not, maybe I might as well just find another big solution to make more videos daily throughout the rest of the whole month. And I know I've got a whole ton of plentiful, if not large amounts of videos on YouTube being filmed at around sometime in November and December of 2023. Now that could be the solution. But the problem is, those videos take a long time to produce. And that is because, well, I'm using this whole thing called Clipchamp, which is some sort of weird video editor. And the problem is that my videos tend to take a long time to upload. And this is because my computer that I'm using is a relatively old model. Hearing about that does seem to really stress people out, considering that people on my YouTube channel really want more videos to be uploaded daily. More videos, more people, and possibly more subscribers. Although I'd probably see a very huge opposition here without thinking about recessioning of all other people and subscribers alike on my YouTube channel. And of course, yes, as the riots times, as I call it though, have been erupting as far back as that time in Southport, where there was, of course, a 17-year-old teen who unfortunately stabbed 3 young girls. And I mean, that's very sad to talk about it, but of course, yes, it may seem like the last time speaking about it though, but I'm not going to, because I'm going for a period where, I'm actually straightforward thinking about what just happened back in May of 2024, seeing that video here. And to be honest, I'm just going to straightforward yabber about it and just peacefully or nonchalantly just ignore it. Okay, because, we can't have that on YouTube as always as this sounds. We can't have anything that is even more worse than Elsagate. Something as really radical as, kids content being overly saturated by YouTube's, complete obsession of just milking it and muddying the waters down through the complete general audience bunny hole. Okay? I mean, that's all I can really say here. That's a classic example of what I'm going to be putting up with. So yes, with the riots that have been happening so far across the UK, it has really placed a great big disruption. Now, first off, I really want to explain to you guys, this video isn't really just about the delayed videos, and also about the riots that are going around in this country. So, as I'm being straightforward firm here, I'm actually straightforward, letting you guys know that I'm actually not going to be as busy as with the other months. I may return to try and make some more videos in September, but how much can I really accept that? So yes, the month of September, I just don't know what's going to be happening. Even when I really think about the riot times that have just started as early as July, which in fact we had very early sniffs of it going up to at least around late July and possibly mid-July, where we had another riot event at Hare Hills, which also had a very huge tragic loss. In fact, a very huge tragic sort of backstory involved in that event. Even if sometimes whenever I talk about those really recently traumatically bad events, much of it would have actually been fogged away by the continuation of normal life. And I think those reports here that I've just blubbered out have entered the workforce of just making 2024 as being more of like a very distorted and contorted year. And I think that's going to probably be a bit of a problem. Where I'll probably think around, in September time, the chances of getting straightforward, things going back into normal, and, with all these kids going back into school and stuff, I think it's going to be a bit of a real struggle here. Because even if businesses are going to be operating as usual, much of it would have been fogged away by violence and other nasty things that are just happening throughout that month. And if it does continue, it's going to potentially be one of the worst years of the entire life. Or, something else is going to happen. Well, of course, that being said, whenever we talk about a negative event, there always seems to be a bit of a complete compensation that there also at the same time tends to be a very positive event. And I know it's very hard in real times, I can really start to straightforward understand of what's going on in the bubble of society today. Now, I know in those who have been knowing me in trust, they seem to analyse of just how ratty and radical the world really is. And I know it's been very distressing, and I'm probably thinking this could potentially be one of the worst summers so far in terms of, and how things are going. I just hope society really puts a new leaf beyond it. Here I am, I'm back at the woods again. And if you remember, there's a large herd of deer there. I think there were red deer coming back right into the same place as before. Luckily enough, not much rain's falling at the moment, or it does look like it. There's children here outside, but I'm not showing you them because of concerns about children on YouTube. But anyways, let me just go ahead and wander around this part of the woods, or the forest it's called, and we might be able to spot quite a few deer around this place here. And there's a squirrel. Obviously it's gone. Oh, thank goodness it's gone now. And it's quite treacherously muddy, but hopefully there's deer around here. I'm pretty sure there is. I think it's the same forest as before. Strangely enough, there's actually squirrels this time. How strange is that? More so than deer. That's actually quite strange. Where have they all gone? Oh dear. Oh, they're just a bit further away this time, hey? Who knows? I'm going to have to probably come along and do a bit of a jump cut because I'm quite curious if they're here or not. Who knows? After watching, I don't know what to really say after filming here. I can definitely reference back to where I went first, and then I can find my way back. It's quite a long way back, but still good to burn calories. Unfortunately, I can't see any deer here. There were some here, but Yeah, it's actually, I think I just spotted something quite interesting. I'm just coming up towards here. No, I don't think there is. It's quite a large patch. Still having trouble. I think they're so nomadic. That's why they're not here this time. No, not here early this time. No. Couldn't find any. Dear me, there's no deer around here because obviously I think the children have disturbed it. Yeah. There's none here. But they can turn up somewhere. No need to worry, there should be some around here, but quite mysterious, this forest. It's weird, I don't see any deer around this part of where I am going to. But it's quite a nice walk. Oh, sorry, I don't see any of them. No, I don't think there is. No, I just have to pop back. There's none here. I'm really surprised that this time I've got squirrels. Bit shocking, isn't it, seeing squirrels? Normally it's the deer who come along and roam around this part of the park. But sadly there isn't. I'm afraid there's none. Oh dear, dearie me for that part. There's none. Well, obviously I think that's it. There was deer around here, around this patch of forest, but there's none. How strange is that? Probably they've just turned up to a different area where they can graze on. Yeah, because it's been a very wet start to the week, in fact a very wet end to last week. Somehow there's a lot of mud. Yuck. Might as well just have to probably head back to the car. There's no deer here. They can turn up anywhere. But unfortunately this time there's none. I think all I just saw was none. Yep. Bit of a disappointment from what I've seen before, but that's all I can really see. Just patches of forest and squirrels. I think that's probably a bit of a fail, but that's all I can really see for today. But I'm not done yet, because I'm still making my route all the way back. And it's quite muddy, of course. And what happened now? Did you just hear a kid making a very strange noise? Hey, there's another bad news report I also want to put up on my YouTube channel. And I don't know how much I can really ramble on because, of course, yes, I've just had all sorts of nightmares with copyright problems with the Paris Olympic Games in 2024. You know, the Olympic ceremony when I was reacting to the Malaysian team that was happening back then in 2024 when the Olympic Games kicked in. Yes, about 2-3 weeks ago. Unfortunately, my video has been straightforward claimed that the video was very much in a source of an attack against copyright, and in fact it was more in the way of copyright infringement. And unfortunately, that video overall was the source of a copyright strike dispute, and unfortunately I have actually lost the battle to recover that video on YouTube. And I know it's really sad when the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, seems to safeguard that video on YouTube and tout it as part of their own content, which really seems to tick me off without even swearing on YouTube. And just thinking outside the square about those Olympic videos on YouTube, whether they're going to be part of a public domain medley is going to be a complete uncertain sort of state. And imagine if they were very much like Steamboat Willie, the very first Mickey Mouse short by Disney. It would have actually made some very perfect sense for other YouTubers to come along and claim that's theirs. And I think what's very unfortunate is that YouTube has been very much treating people in a fairly unfair manner. And of course, yes, I think you get that from the AI bots that have been happening across on YouTube, and I think that's just straightforward the essence of YouTube's failure and so of today. It's straightforward a complete nightmare, and the main reason why I might be trying straightforward to diverge and actually banish myself away from YouTube, meaning that I could actually be retiring from YouTube because of the absolute nightmares that YouTube have actually decided to, how would you call it, take charge into. And that's really, really sad. And of course, yes, that really does seem to not only upset me, but also the rest of my fan base. Well, that seems very much in part, and YouTube seems to have gone into a very careless state of disrepair, and I think that's just how I can really summarize it. Anyways, I just hope you guys have really enjoyed so much in this video, and I'm really sorry I have to put up with some very bad news statements so far in this video. Anyways, I better leave my blabbering away before I get into too much trouble. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and like for more videos on YouTube, and goodbye. Well, here I am at a totally different place. This is Stowe Park in Lichfield, and it's actually quite a totally different place. Strangely enough, I didn't come here in the first place. I think the big mistake was I think I fed some of the birds in Chasewater, and there's no black-headed gulls here, but I came here and there's actually quite a few of them out the distance.